Piedmont is one of the most important wine regions of Italy, and it's renowned for its exceptional Nebbiolo grape. This grape has thrived in the region's misty climate and has become one of the most exquisite grape varieties in the world. But not all Nebbiolo wines are the same. Some of them stand out for quality and their particular winemaking style. These are wines like this one here, and we're going to taste it together in this video. I'm Jacqueline for Vero, and we travel the world seeking high-quality, small production wines to import to the US, and this is our tasting of just one of those wines, Centin from Case Corini. We have already covered a lot about Case Corini in a series of videos that you can check out using the links in the description below. But here, I'm just going to note that above all, Case Corini Winery became a staple in the natural and biodynamic wine community thanks to the work of the late Lorenzo Corino, whose research on viticulture, winemaking, and regenerative agriculture had a huge impact in the community. The Corino philosophy is linked to the fundamental value of preservation of their land and the surrounding environment in respect of the tradition and legacy of the people that worked the land before. This wine is a tribute to that agricultural tradition, and that is why it is named after Lorenzo Corino's dearly beloved grandfather, Centin, or Vincenzo. This wine, Centin, comes from the Achille and Coletto vineyards located in the area of Castiglione d'Asti, 250 meters or 800 feet above sea level. The vines to make this wine were planted in the 1950s with mostly different biotypes of the Nebbiolo grape. During harvest, the Nebbiolo grapes are carefully hand-picked and selected, with only the finest bunches being selected to go into this Centin wine. They are gently crushed, and spontaneous fermentation takes place in wooden barrels, thanks to using only natural native yeasts that were found on the fruit at the time of harvest. During fermentation, only batonnage is carried out to keep the skins constantly mixing and in contact with all of the juices. The fermentation can take anywhere from 6 to 9 weeks to finish, after which this wine is then aged in wooden barrels for about 30 to 36 months. No intervention is used during this winemaking phase. And this is really a super natural wine with no added sulphites, native yeast fermentation, no filtering, and by biodynamic and regenerative farming practices. So, let's taste the wine together. In the glass, the wine is really pretty and gorgeous with a lively garnet color that has a hint of orange hue to it. The color is very typical of the Nebbiolo grape variety that is naturally not super deeply colored, and it tends more towards a garnet color than ruby colored, especially when it's been oak aged like this wine has. Smelling it, it has a complex, rich, and very pleasing nose. Small red fruits and cherries and raspberry steal the show here, but they are well complemented by kind of a sweet, spicy note of cardamom and cinnamon and some floral notes of rose and violet. It feels very typical of a Nebbiolo bouquet. On the palate, it's fruit-forward with hints of cherry and berries that are followed by more spices. And there's a chalky tannin texture that really envelops the mouth, giving the wine a nice structure. And the finish is long and elegant. It keeps going in my mouth. All things considered, this Centin is definitely a wine of great quality. It retains all the characteristics of the Nebbiolo grape variety, but it adds an extra personality and character thanks to the peculiar wine growing and winemaking styles of Case Corini. And that's it for today. As always, if you are intrigued and you want to taste this wine for yourself, you can find the link to our online shop at verovino.com in the description below. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you with the next video. Bye!